This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So today we will understand how to do data validation using data flows. What is data validation? Yesterday we discussed, let's say when you are using a Flipkart website, by mistake you have placed the same order 2 times and later you cancelled. Okay, later you cancel one order, but ultimately there are two records for same customer has placed a same type of order, same item placed 2 times, okay, on same day. So we realized there is a duplicate. There is a duplicate record. So duplicate records check is something which is very common in the data validation. Duplicate check is something very common. Next, null check is also very common because null check means some of the mandatory columns you will have. In the mandatory column, there should not be any null value. If you find any null value, you need to filter out those null records and you need to return them to the client saying that these records we are getting in null. Example, there is a phone number column. What I am expecting is phone number should not be a null. Phone number should not be a null. But if the phone number for particular customer is null, then what you need to do is you need to send that record back so that customer will come and update his phone number. Okay, so that's why this is very important. Null check. Next one is date format. So date format, why we will check is date format check. So date format, why we will check is basically what happens is date format means dates from the source. Dates will come in a different file formats. Sorry, in the different formats. Date will come, maybe date will come yy/mm/dd. So date may come mm/dd/yyyy, maybe dd/mm/yyyy. So we need to understand in which format date is coming, and the standard form is yy/mm-dd. This is the standard form. So what we need is we need to check whether the date is in the standard form. If the date is not in the standard form, you reject. If the data is in any other format, you reject that record and inform to the client saying that date is not in a proper format. Got it? So like that, I need to do these checks along with that trimming of data. What is trimming of data? Let's say there is a name field, name : Rama. So I see some space here. Why this space is coming? There is a issue. There is some issue. I want to remove such type of spaces between the front and back. If you have any space in the front or in the back, I need to remove them. That is nothing but trimming. Okay, you need to trim the data. Wherever you have a spaces, those spaces should be removed. Wherever you have a spaces, that should be removed. So now what will be the value? Rama will come. So in this case, what will be the result? Tell me. Name. So what happens in this case if I do a trim? Will this space will be there or it will not be there?
It will not be there.
Okay. Other people?
It will be there. It will be there. It's a valid.
It will be there.
Okay, remember it will be there. Okay, so this space is something different. This is within the data, but this is front and back only. The front and at the end, starting and end of the string. If you have any spaces, only we are trying to delete them. So within the data, if you have a space, that it will not delete, and we don't want to delete as well. Clear? Ashwita, clear? Chakradhar, clear? Where are ready?
Yes.
Where are ready? Clear? Okay, fine. So Now what we need to do, now we need to prepare a data with all these issues. Okay, let me quickly prepare a data with all these issues. Open an Excel file. So here I'll say customer ID, customer name, customer location, customer phone number. Okay, so one location is Bangalore, phone number is, I'm just giving some phone number. Okay, next to Krishna, Sai, then you need to have a customer joined date as well. Just give me a minute, let me format this cell. Why and mm-dd I want. Okay, next phone number column I'm just leaving as it is. Okay, blank. Okay. Next 3 Sai, Hyderabad, in 2022. Is it a valid date or not? Is it a valid date?
No, sir.
No.
That is also not a valid date, and one more record I'll take. Okay. Okay. So this is not in a proper format. This is an invalid date. This is a null record. Now let's say fire. And say, so this is the fifth record is there. Fifth record is duplicated. So next, first record is also duplicated. So we are talking about null check, we are talking about date format check, we are talking about duplicate check. So everything is there. Then we need to talk about 6. Say this is from, just talk about Mumbai. Some random number I'm giving, 2022 0603. Now I'll tell you something, just to save this file. Comma delimited, save this file. Okay, I just saved. Yes, Shiva. 1 second, that is not possible there. That's why I'm just coming here. So now you open this data, but very carefully you need to open. Okay, open with What is this? This is same as the CSV. Choose another file. More apps. So click on Notepad. Okay, open this. So data is open like this. Now, if you look at here, so for this sixth record, so I'm using a Vera. Spaces I'm using. Okay, got it. So for Vera name, I'm using some space, and remaining everything I'm using as the save, Control S. Otherwise, file, save as. Oh, sorry. Just you already saved this. You can simply say save. That's all. Okay. So file is saved. Now you can just close it. Now you need to tell me out of these records. Okay, so first let me just upload this file into the storage. First open portal.azure.com to log in into our Azure account, okay, where we can able to see. Now let's move on to the paint. So first thing is I have a data, that data I need to store it in the cloud. So in the cloud where you are going to store this data, you can store this data in any database or any file. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just save this in a data lake storage gen, where I will use one of the storage in the cloud. So ADLS gen 2. So this is the data lake storage gen 2. This is one of the storage in the cloud. How to create storage? Yesterday also I have not created storage. So Chakradhar and some other people got confused because those people are joining since yesterday. Okay, now I'll show you how to create the storage account. You come here and search for storage accounts. So click on storage accounts, create a one storage account. Okay, so now I'm going to say the resource group name is Cloud Pandit RG2. What is the resource group? It is similar to our WhatsApp group, where you can able to group all the relevant people for that particular batch. You can maintain a one WhatsApp group, right? Similarly, all the Azure resources that you are using for particular lab or for particular task or particular requirements or for particular environment, you need to create a one group and you need to maintain everything in the same group. Okay, so this is a trial for making the payment for the usage of the storage. If you store more data, you need to pay more for the Microsoft. You are paying that using free trial. In free trial, how much is balance I have? 6,700. What is the storage account name? Storage account name is Cloud Pandit. Storage account name is Cloud Pandit Data Lake 1307. Today date and this month. In which data center you want the storage, you want to maintain your data in US, or you want to maintain your data in UK or Switzerland, Sweden, France, East Asia, Australia, where you want to maintain. So I want to maintain in East US data center. Click on advanced, come down. So if it is a data lake storage Gen 2, you need to enable. See here, for data lake storage Gen 2, hierarchical namespace, you need to enable. Just enable this. Okay, click review plus create. What is the storage name? This is the storage name. Remember, the storage name is this. This is the storage name. Okay, click create to create the storage account. Okay, now come here. Let's create a Azure Data Factory. So why do we need Azure Data Factory? Because to read the data which is there here, okay, data you will upload in this particular storage. You will create a global folder. Under global folder, you will just upload data quality.csv file. Okay, so now this data quality.csv file, I want to read it into the data flows in the data factory. I want to read this particular file in the data. Okay, I want to read it into the data factory. So in data factory, we talked about few components. What are those? Linked service. Why we will use linked service? For connections. Data set. Why we will use? For reading or writing data. Next, transformations. For validations and aggregations, etc., etc. Discuss transformation enable to use. So today we use different transformation. I'll talk about it. Next, we create a pipeline for executing a task. Okay, to execute task or activity. What is activity? It's a task for running our transformation job. Next, trigger for running pipeline in automated way. Automatically, if you want to run pipeline daily at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we use triggers. Okay, clear? So this is the data quality.csv. This is the data factory. Clear? Now, so we created the storage account. Let's go inside the storage account. Click on containers here. You see, you have an option called containers. Go to containers. Okay. So create a globe here called global. Global you can create. Under that, you can upload data quality.csv file. Okay. Same side, you just look at the data. So data is there in the same format what we have created. Yes, data is in same format whatever I have created. Okay, clear? Next, close this. So now we have completed this entire step. Created storage, created global container, uploaded data quality.csv. This data I want to read it into data factory. So what you'll do, come here, create a data factory, search for data factories, create data factory. Data factory is a, see, I am choosing the same resource group because I want to add everything in the same resource group. Cloud Pandit ADF 1307. So region is same, in same US only. I am launching the ADF also. So ADF code and all I want to deploy into other environments. That thing I'll take care later. Click review plus create. Create it. So ADF is deploying. Let's wait. So ADF is available. Go to resource, open Azure Data Factory.
After creating the account, it will directly direct us to the Azure Data Factory. After creating the account, created the group Azure.
After created the group,
After creating the data factory, it will direct us directly.
no, you need to open here. Just come to overview. Just click open. It will open like this.
Okay.
Come to manage. First, let's connect to the data lake storage gen. Storage account name is Cloud Pandit Data Lake 1307. You can see here. So Cloud Pandit Data Lake 1307. Same storage I selected. Test connection. Create. Come to author. Let's create a data set for reading the data. So where is your data in Gen2 storage? What type of data? CSV. Select DS for DLS Gen2. It's a source. There is a connection. If you want to read any data, connection is important. So you need to use the connection. Now you browse it, go to global, select this file, click OK. So first was header, click OK. What is meant by first was header? Any idea? First was header means, so you know, right, what is row and what is column. So this is called a row. Okay, if you have something like this, that is a column. Okay, why there is spaces here? Okay, got it. Save this. So now this first row is header means if you see first row here, these are a headers, column names. That is what the option I checked. Now come here, come to ADF. Okay. Now go to data flows. So turn on data flow debug. Click OK. So I'm just turned on data flow debug. Click add source to read the data. Okay, source data. So already you are reading sales data using what? Data set. You just use this data set. Come to data preview. Let's refresh and see what data we are getting here. See, so you need to do again import projection. Okay, so CAD I'll mark it as a integer data type, remaining things as it is. Come to data preview. See why you are getting CNAME 2 times, because if you remember CNAME with some space in the column name, there is a space. I just removed it and saved it. So that's why this column already, previous column already there. a new column is added. This column with the space, this column without space. Now that's why to avoid that, I just imported projection again. Now if you preview once again, you will not be able to see the spaced columns. See now, you're not seeing the invalid columns. Clear? Now, how I will know particular row is a duplicate? How I will know particular row is a duplicate?
It's
All the records
showing
are
null.
repeating.
If CID is repeating for that particular date, then we can say that.
Some hash we can use.
Okay. So now I'm asking few of you. So you see here, there's a data, okay? Now let's say there are players from different country, okay, customers from different countries, Germany, Mexico, UK, Sweden. When I say, hey, country people, each country people just create a one group. I want to see how many people are there from each country. So when I say, hey, I am asking everybody to group by country. So everybody just group all India people one side, come one side, all UK people come one side. How we have in IPL teams will be there, right? All Mumbai team come one side, all Chennai team come one side, all Hyderabad team come one side, like that. Similarly, here I am asking, can you all group by country? How many groups will be created out of these 5 records?
4.
4.
Where are it? How many groups it will create?
4 groups, sir. 4 groups.
So what is the first group?
Germany, Mexico, UK, Sweden.
UK and Sweden.
Okay. You see here, this is a Germany. Okay. So first record is a Germany. So there is no other person. So under Germany, one record will be there. One person will be there. Now Mexico. There are 2 people are there under Mexico. These 2 people together create a one more group. Okay. Next UK, one group. Sweden, one more group. Okay. Next. Let's say this is the data I have. Okay. Now if I say group by, okay, group by name, how many groups will be created? Only don't speak everybody. I'm asking Chakradhar Reddy, tell me how many groups it will create. If I say group by name.
Group by name. 5
Hmm.
groups.
Very good. So 5 groups. So first group we will have Ramesh. Second group we will have Kaushik.
Kaushik is one group. Hardik one group. Komal one group. Mokil one group.
Okay. Now based on one column you are saying. Now let's say I have a data something like this. Just to give a minute. I'm opening some PPT. Okay. So now you need to tell me group by. Okay. So these are the records I have. See, I specify some people, only those people should respond. So tell me now, Ashwini, if I say group by customer ID, how many groups it will create?
You're asking me, Malaya, Chetan?
Yes, Ashwini. Yes, Ashwini, tell me how many groups it will create. If I say group by customer ID. Two groups, okay? All one will be one group, two will be one group. Next, group by CID, CNAME. So if I say group by CID, CNAME, it's like a country and state, meaning within a India, there are states also, meaning all India people will not be one group this time. Country and state. Country and state means India should be common plus state also should be common. In that case, what happens? India, Andhra Pradesh, all people one group. India, Telangana, one group. India, Karnataka, one group. India, Tamil Nadu, one group. India, Maharashtra, one group. Like that. Okay. Now with that, if I say group by CID and CNAME, how many groups it will create? Chakradhar, Veera Reddy, how many groups it will create?
Every group, state to India, one group, and state-wise one group. I think.
No, here I am talking about group by CID, CNAME. How many groups it will create?
Okay. CID, CNAME.
Very simple. One Rama. These two are same, so one group will be created. One Krishna.
Okay.
So these two are not same. See, previously one Rama. Customer ID is matching, but name is not matching. So name is different. That's why this will create another group. One Krishna will create another. Next, two Krishna will create another. Total three groups will come. One Rama, one group. One Krishna, second group. Third group will be two Krishna. Clear? Chakra, clear? Where are ready? Ashwini,
Okay.
rest of the people, Srija. Okay, now if I say group by CID, CNAME, C location, how many groups I'll get it? If I say group by CID, CNAME, C location.
One, two, three groups.
Two, sir.
Two Srija, wait, two tell me Srija.
Sir, three, sir. One India, one USA, two USA, three, sir.
One Rama India, because I said group by CID, CNAME,
Yes.
C location. So one Rama India, one group.
One Krishna USA,
One
one
Krishna
group.
USA, another group. Two Krishna USA, third group. So total three groups will come like this. We say group by CNAME, CID, CNAME, C location. So basically first group is one Rama India. Second one is, sorry. So this is little bit different. Group by CNAME and C location. That's why the result came like this. Let's say group by CID, CNAME, C location. In this case, one Rama India, one Krishna USA. So two Krishna USA. Three groups will come when you say group by CID, CNAME, C location. Okay. Clear? Now, to identify
Yes.
duplicates, can you tell me here which all records are duplicated? One Rama India, two Krishna USA. How you are saying those are duplicate? Because you have more than one row with the same data. That's why it's a duplicate row. Clear? Everybody's clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear. Any doubts here?
No, it's clear.
I'm just moving on to the data flows now. You see, I'll do same kind of stuff. Now come here, data factory. So now what I need to do, if I need to know the common data, so duplicate data, I need to group by all these columns, isn't it? So if I say group by all these columns, if the entire row is same, if two rows are same, those two rows will be one group. Okay. So how you can do is click on this, can use something called window transformation window. So here if you see, this is one window, this is second window, this is third window, like that I need to create a windows. So how you are saying that is window is, you need to say group by. Group by how many columns are there? 5 columns are there in my data. So select one by one column, CID, C name, C location, C phone number, and finally C joined date. Okay, CID, C name, C location, C phone number, C joined date. There are 5 columns. Now come to sort. You no need to sort it in any way. Okay, now come to window column. Now I need to generate some row number. What is row number? So for each window here, I'll say 1, 2. For this group, only 1. For this group, 1, 2. If you have a 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. So if in this group, if you have 2 records, you give 1, 2. For first row, you give 1. For second row, you give 2, like this. For this, you give 1 here. Okay, here you can give something 2. Similarly, for here, only one record is there. Again, here again 1 here. Here it will be 2. Clear? Now, if I say filter where ID equal to 1 to get a unique records, where row number is greater than 1 to get a duplicate record. Okay. Now come here. So row number. How to generate row number? Very simple. Open expression builder. Here there is a function called row number which generates row numbers automatically. Click save and finish. Come to data preview. Let's refresh it. Sorry, order by is important. Sort is important. You take any column, doesn't matter. You take some customer ID column. Okay. Windows. Sorry. Yeah, sort is very important. Forgot to tell you. Okay, whether you have a group by or not doesn't matter, but sort is very important. CID ascending order. Come to data preview. Refresh it.
Malaya, this sort is order by similar or different?
Yes, order by only.
Okay.
Okay. See, I just ordered the data by CID. That's why first one is showing, next two, second record is showing, next third record, next fourth, fifth is showing. Okay. Now, see, row number is, these 3 rows are same. That's why row number is 1, 2, 3 is giving. Got it? Next, 2 Krishna Chennai. This is a unique record. That's why row number is a 1. Next, 3, only 1. For fourth one is also again only 1. For fifth, again, there are 2 records are there with the ID number 5. That's why 1 and 2. There are 2 numbers are generating. Row number is 1 and 2. So sixth one is again 1. Now, can you tell me now how I will get the duplicate records? How I will separate the duplicate records?
If it has more than one.
Where row
More
number
than
is 1, where row number is greater than 1, that is, those are the duplicate records. Okay, that's fine. Now let it be. Now come here. So next I'll use a derive column transformation. Okay, so what derive column transformation will do? Yeah, so instead of row number, you say here window column. Here instead of RN, you say a duplicate check. So duplicate check is already done. You have already done the duplicate check. See here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. So the column name I have just renamed as a duplicate check instead of row number RN. Okay. Now come to derive column. Here I'll check null check. Null check on what column? Null check we decided to do on what column?
Phone number.
Phone number. So if you remember yesterday I used this if is null of there is a function called is null. Okay, is null. So if the C phone number is null, check it. If C phone number is null, then you say yes, it's a null record. Otherwise say no. Clear? Is null phone number, meaning if the phone number is null, then you say yes, it's a null record. Otherwise no, it's not a null record. Okay, just to save and finish. So that is for the null check. Come to data preview. Refresh this to check. See here. So no. Why? No, because there is no null for this. So there is a yes here. Why yes? Because there is a null record for C phone number. Next. No. So there is no other records with the phone number null. Clear? Everybody is clear?
Yes.
Any doubts still here?
Yes. Morning, Mr. Malaya. This is Jamal. You are checking the null in the phone number column right now because you can read
Yes.
the data.
Yes.
For example, we have a big data where I cannot read all the data, right? In that case, I have to null check for all the columns.
You?
Maybe I have to millions of the rows and columns, but I don't know which column I have to check for the null check. In that case, how?
Wait. So if you are there from the beginning, if you remember one statement I told, the null checks you will perform on a mandatory columns. So in the business, some columns are very important. So only on those columns you need to do the null check. So if you have 10 columns with the very mandatory columns, you are not expecting any null values in those columns. You can do the null check for all those 10 columns. Okay. So next thing is, if you have a millions records, billions of record, doesn't matter. You no need to check whether wherever you have a null yes or no, it is updated correctly or not. Check for few records. If the few records it is displayed correctly, means for remaining records also it displays correctly only. Okay. Just for data preview. What is the data preview means? Few records it will display. Those records you can just check it and see whether whatever result you are expecting, whether you are getting that result or not. Not all the records you are going to preview. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Malaya.
Next, come to data column. I want to do a date format check also. What I want to do? Date format check. So open expression. See, these all are new to all of you. So take some time to digest. So what you can do, you try to practice this session after today class. Come here. So what we are trying to do now, date format check. How we will check the date format is, so there is something called toDate function. Okay, so toDate function, if you pass join date to this date format, then you need to say I am expecting in mm-dd. You need to tell. So if join date is in same format, it will give you the date. Otherwise it will generate the null value. Okay, let me show you. Save and finish. If the date is in a different format, it will generate the null value. If the date is in a proper format, it will generate the date as is, it will send it. So now you see dates. Here you see, here there is a date. See here 2022-06, everything is there. But here it's a null. Why null? Because this is a bad record. This is again null. Why null? This is again a incorrect format. So now when you will say this is a bad record, if this date format check is null, okay, so that's why you need to say here this result, if this particular function result is null, okay, is null. If if this date true date is null, if this condition is a true means it's a yes, it's a bad record, otherwise no, it's not a bad date format. Clear? How many of you understood this? So I already just shown you to date function. If the date is in a proper format, it will generate this date, otherwise it will generate a null. If this is null means if the condition is a true means yes, it's a bad date. Otherwise it's a not a bad date. Okay, that's why yes, no, I'm putting. Now come to data preview, refresh this. Okay, now come here. See here, no. Yes, why yes here? Because this is a incorrect date format. Here, this is a 66 is there for the month. That's why yes, it's a bad data. So this is also incorrect format. That's why it's a bad data. It is saying. For all other, it is saying no. Clear? All of you clear?
Yes. And we can change the expression also, right, according to us. If we wanted to keep good data as like that
Yeah, that
also.
you can put it how you want. Okay. All of you clear? I generated 3 columns for these 3 checks. Everybody's clear? Any doubt?
Hi, I'm really sorry. I mean, if I'm asking a wrong question over here, and one second. So I see hardly there are 6 or 7 rows over here, which is taking time. I mean, so if I have some lakhs of data, I mean, what might be the performance, because it is taking to fetch data for 6 rows, and how about the millions of rows if I have when I fetch, obviously. So
Just
I'm
now I
just
told.
asking
Just now
performance.
I told. Debug settings here it will show you 1000 rows. Just this is not a actual data that you are seeing. This is just a data preview whether your logic is working or not working. It is not going to bring all the millions of records. When you run your actual job, it will read all the records and it will apply. But in the data preview, it will display some 1000 records as per the debug settings here. 1000 rows it will display. So in these 1000 rows, it will display quickly. You can able to check these options. If these 1000 rows, all the logics are working fine, means in remaining records also data will be like logics will be applied properly. That is what you need to understand.
Sure. Thank you.
No problem. Next. Any other questions, friends? Fine. Now you need to tell me something. Let's say duplicate check is there. Dupe check. Null check is there. Dupe check is there. Null check is there. Okay. Dupe check is there. Null check is there. And then Dupe check is there, null check is there, and the date format check is there. Okay. Let's say this is the 2. This is no. This is no. So this is a bad record or not?
Is bad.
Why it's a bad record? Because duplicate check value should be 1 if it is a unique record. But if the duplicate check is greater than 2 minutes, it's a bad record. So I need to reject this record. Okay. Next. Is it a bad record or not?
Record.
Yes. Yes.
So this is a bad record. Next. This one.
Bad record.
This is a
Bad
again a
record.
bad record. This is again a bad record. What about this?
Bad record.
So this is having it's a duplicate record. It is having a null value. This is again a date format. So all the values are out. Now what I need to do, I need to filter out all these cases. So whether it's a duplicate record, whether it is a null record, whether it's a incorrect date format record, I need to filter out all those things. What I can do is I can say do check greater than 1 or null check is yes or date format check is yes. What is meant by or? Or means out of these 3 conditions, any one is satisfied. So for first one, this condition is satisfied. So that this is basically the overall condition is true. Clear? Next. For 1, yes, no. 1, no, not a greater than 1. This condition is failed. Next. Null check equal to yes. Yes. Here S is there, null check is yes. So the overall condition is true, meaning out of these 3 conditions, if any one condition is true, the overall condition will be true for the R. Any doubts here? Any doubts? Not responding, there is a problem for me. You need to split the bad records and good records, okay? So here I'll say bad data. How you are saying it's a bad data? Open expression builder. I'll say here if my duplicate check is greater than 1 or null check is equal to yes, okay, or the date format check is yes, equals means double equal to unit, okay? Yes, that's all. Duplicate check is greater than 1, null check is yes, date format check is yes. So any one condition is true, so that record will come into the bad record. So all other records will go as a good data. Come to data preview. Let's see now whether I am going to get the bad records or not. See bad records, if you check it here, so this is the 2, 3. So 2, 3 and this is again 2. So these are records. You know why these records are rejected? Why these records are rejected? Tell me. These are duplicate records. But what about these 3? If you see here, S is there. S means there is a null check failed. That's why this record is rejected. Next. What about this S and S? These are the S and S means here these 2 are incorrect date format. That's why these 2 are rejected. Clear? Anybody have any questions here? Any questions?
Yes, actually. The records that we are rejecting, actually that I might need them. So what happens?
You might need, if you want, why you are removing. See, if you take these records to further layers, it will fail. That's why you are rejecting, and you will inform to the client saying that there are some bad records found in the process. So you can correct and resend it them. So something like that you need to tell. That's why you are rejecting them. Okay.
Yeah.
No. My question is, after giving the expression, how do we know? Okay, by filtering the bad data, we'll get all these results. Okay, got it.
So this is a good data. Now, if you filter out, you will get a good data. So there are two steps. See, these three are good data. Okay. So bad data, good data. Now, good data, what you need to do from the good data, remove the columns which you don't want. Use select transformation. Remove the columns which you don't want. Which columns you don't want? Duplicate check, null check, date format check. These columns you don't repeat. Select them, click delete. So deleted. So you have only the CID, CNAME, C location, C phone number, C joint. Date preview, data preview, refresh this. You can see here 1, 5, 6. So only 3 rows are there which are good. Okay. Only 5 rows are there which are, only 3 rows are there which are good, which you can able to write it into the sync. Where you can write, you can simply say sync. Okay, in same storage, click new to Gen2 storage, data lake storage Gen2, it's a CSV, DS for ADLS Gen2, it's a sync. Good sync. Just a data, you can simply say good data. Okay, so browse it, select a global, click OK. Under global, I'll say good data folder. Good data folder. Under good data, I'm just writing this data. Okay, this folder is not available. You say none, click OK. So under that good data folder, I want to write entire data as a single file. So that's why output to single file. So I want to create a single file. Okay, output to single file. You can give the file name here. Output dot data dot or refined data dot csv. Okay, refined data dot csv. You can give whenever you are setting to single file. So set single partition. That is nothing but here it will be selected. Instead of going with the current partition, it will go with the single partition. Okay, this is done. Next, big data, bad data. So what you will do with this bad data? Tell me what you will do with this bad data.
It into reject folder.
Store in a file with rejected records.
Reject? Yeah. So what I'll do is, instead of sending client simply duplicate one, null, no, something like this, because client will not understand the date format greater than 2 means bad record and all. You need to give some description. You need to give some description. I'll tell you how to generate the description is. Use a derive column here. Derive column. So this derive column name is reject reason. Why you are rejecting this column? Reject reason. Click on this open expression. Here you need to put if if duplicate check is greater than 1, okay, which is nothing but a duplicate record found. You just send a duplicate record found, else, so don't do anything. Got it? Got it? So duplicate underscore check greater than 1, then you say it's a duplicate record found. Okay, otherwise don't send anything. This is the first description. So second one is you need to just put the concat function to concatenate all the problems. Okay, next. So I'll tell you. First one is if. Okay, next if. Can you guess it? Next if is going to be what? Null check is equal to yes. Equal to yes. Then you will say phone number, or you can say record mandatory okay, just put null. So if the null check is yes, then just mention this. If null check is not yes, then just pass dummy. Similarly, date format. Okay, date format check equal to yes, then you will say date column is found as incorrect format. Invalid date. Okay, so there are three things. So maybe this may happen, maybe this may happen. So you need to concatenate these three results using the concat function. So this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. Just concatenate these three. That's all. Okay, save and finish. Come to data preview, refresh this. So now come here, see here. If it is a record is a duplicate record, see if the record is what? Okay, so you can see it's a duplicate record found. Mandatory column is found as a null because you know it's a null. That's why. Okay. Next, date column is found as a incorrect format or invalid date. You can see date format. Okay. Next, duplicate record found, and so on. So if it is a duplicate record, now you have a reject reason. So these actual technical related stuff you don't need to send it to the client. Okay, that's why you need to drop those columns also here. Click select to drop the unnecessary columns. Select date format, null check, duplicate check. Delete these three columns.
Sir, it is checking for all the columns.
For all the columns means?
Suppose the source file containing 50 columns or a number of columns. So it is the validation which we are giving.
Validation you are giving means validation you are giving for how many columns? Here we consider few columns.
Sorry, sir, your voice.
You need to decide on what columns, what kind of checks you need to do. It will not do automatically. Okay. So now we have here the reject reasons as well. With these reject reasons, we can able to write this bad data into the rejected folder. Okay. Come to sync. Gen to storage. There's a CSV. Browse it global. Click OK. Rejected data. First rejector. Click OK. Select none. Click OK. Okay. Now come to settings. I want to write it. See, currently the optimize, if you see, use current partition. When you're writing entire data into a single file, you need to set a single partition. Come to settings. Here you need to say output a single file. And output a single file, you can say reject data dot CSV. That's all. So this is the our overall transformations what we have done today. I just read the data. I generated row numbers based on the group by, and I have derived some columns to identify null checks and date format checks. So all these things are good, but I forgot to do one more thing. So you can do here itself in the derived column itself. There is a trimming of column you need to do, right? So here you need to trim the data. So for which column you need to trim? For CNAME. Just use same CNAME. After trimming, you assign the data back to the same sheet. Trim. There is a function called trim. You can see example. If you see trim of trim a string of leading and trailing characters. If second parameter is unspecified, it trims white spaces. Else it trims any character specified in the second parameter. So we don't have anything. We have to just remove the spaces. So we don't need to specify anything. We just have to specify the column. Trim of CNAME, if you say, it will just trim and it will give you the proper data. Okay, that proper data will go. Clear? Now come to pipeline, new pipeline.
Malay, how it will understand it's a left trim or it's a right trim?
Both it will do. If you want a particular trim, right trim or left trim, you have to use another functions. I think you will have R trim and L trim. Let me see. See, R trim is there for right trim. Okay, L trim will be there. See, L trim is there for left trim. If you simply set trim, it will do both the left and right. Okay.
So it will trim till how much?
No.
So it will trim till how much? Like how it will understand that what we need to trim exactly. So suppose some bad data. Suppose the length of name is 10, and suppose. So have we fixed that already here?
What, Trina? The ping in chat window? What is said? Anybody understood?
Yeah, like have we fixed the length of the column before?
What do you understood when you joined Trina, the class?
I have missed because of some network issue, Mandra. So I'm just
See, I
asking.
clearly mentioned in the data. There is white spaces at the front and back, then it will remove. If you have something like this, it understands only the white spaces, it will remove. If you have any other things, it is not responsible to do. Only spaces it will trim.
Okay, yeah, that I
we
know.
have spaces in the data, so that spaces it will remove. That's all.
Need some extra length, like suppose some bad data is coming from source, so that it also it will trim.
Bad data is coming. You just give me some example. Don't say simply bad data. What is bad data?
Yeah, yeah. So suppose the we have fixed the length of suppose 10. Okay, so suppose it will come in some other.
Wait. Length, let's say you are asking kind of a, let's say phone number is 10-digit number. If it is more than 10 digit, you want to reject. That is a different kind of a check. That will not come under a trim. So if you want to do that kind of data validation, you need to simply use something called length. If the length is greater than 10, you can consider as a bad data. There is a length function. So that you can
So
able
here
to
it will
use.
just trim the white space, right?
Yes,
The
yes.
space. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Sir, what if is there in between Ramakrishna, if there is double space means it will trim that also, sir?
Space or triple space doesn't matter. It will not remove any spaces. Even if you have 10 spaces, it will not remove.
Okay.
It will remove only the spaces at the front and back. Trim means. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It will remove only these. Next.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Malaya. If I want to split date column into 3 columns like year, month, date fields, how you can using a split we can do it, na?
We have year, month, and a date. Say Krishna, really, I don't know why you are already there in the Spark. So
Yeah.
what I mentioned. Wait. Tell me, what are the functions we have in Spark?
Yeah, in Databricks it is fine. I am asking in data.
I am asking you in the Databricks. Tell me what functions we have to split year, month, day of month.
Yeah, we have the year, month, or day functions we have.
Same function will be there here if you want to split it as a year, month, day.
Okay, well, that's what.
If you want year, only year, just put year. See year function. You just
Okay,
give
okay. Yeah,
you
okay,
want
Malaya, got it.
month, you want day of month, see day of month. All these things we discussed in Spark. So same things will be there here.
Okay. Thank you.
Next. You have to be very fast. See, when you have questions, you need to ask quickly.
Malaya, if you have something in a very different logic, like let's say some complex logic you have in the source, and you want to implement that in here, you can't achieve it through.
Give me some examples. What is complex logic?
Let's say I have a phone number. It has to check with 9 1 should be present. Okay. Right now it's a bit easy because you find 9 1 from the beginning, let's say. But in somewhere it's a middle or something. You need to write some different logic, which is not achieved from the data flow using drag and drop. Is it possible you can write some function or Azure function within that call?
Yeah, you can develop. The first thing is you can develop a common function here. Something called data flow libraries are there. You can develop a common functionalities. Okay, you can develop some functions here. Okay, and you can write the logics here. You can do those things, and you can able to call those functions in the data flow.
Okay.
You can do that. So if you have any customized logic, you can do that. But very complex things that is not possible to write it here.
Okay.
Malaya, if we want to change the date format, or is that part of this lesson, or we will take it later? We want to. Okay.
Date format is not recommended to change. Because if you change the date format, you need to consider it as a string.
Okay.
But you can't consider it as a date format. Only the valid date format is YYY-MM-date. If you're taking any other format, you need to consider as a string. You know, to create a string, you can simply use anything. Any way you can able to create string. You can use concat function. You just put the year first, then you put month, next you put day.
Gotcha.
Which batch? Your previous batch or current batch?
No, I'm this batch only.
Okay, next.
Malaya, how does this flow execution happens? Like we are first aggregating the data and then we are applying some filters and all, right? So all these things happens at once, or first aggregation happens and the data is stored in some temporary location, and then the remaining filter checks applied. How does that happen?
So basically, Spark flow, if you know, Spark will create something called tag. Okay, so in the tag,
Okay.
it will just order all the transformations which it has. Then it will look for the filters if at all any filters are there. So because what is the advantage of filter is it will remove lot of records. So that's why it will move these filters kind of thing to the front. It will filter out all the unnecessary records, whatever required data it will take, and it do the further processing. Meaning, lot of optimization, the order of execution of transformation will be taken care by the Spark.
Okay. Is it possible to see that like flow or
That is possible to see in data flows. Let me show you. So once you execute in the pipeline, let's say, but in Databricks you can able to see very clearly. In data flow
okay.
also you can see, but it's not that much clear. Let me show you. So data flow one we selected, whatever we created, and just to debug it. If you look at here, so sync 1 and sync 2. If you go to all streams, you can able to see. Let's say now I want to know the sync 1. You can see some kind of a statistics. Okay. But DAG and all, I don't think you can able to see here. But when the Databricks session started, you will come to know, because for rest of the people already who have completed Databricks, they might have seen. So there is something called DAG will be there in the Databricks Spark UI. For this also, I need to see here some stages. 1 second, it should be there. Yes. Simply it is showing the stages and all. Stage IDs or something. I think it is not possible to see the DAX and all those things in the database. Okay, but I'll look into it in the documentation. If at all is there any other way, I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay.
I don't see. But in Databricks, I have shown for rest of the people, we can able to see. Next, Kuruva Mahesh. What is the max number of activities that we can use in data flow? There is no fixed number of activities or data flows. What you can do is, if you use more activities in same pipeline, when you are opening pipeline or data flow, it will get stuck. Just to avoid the getting stuck and all those things, we limit the number of activities, the number of transformation to some 40-50 maximum. Okay, we will try to use some kind of a nested pipelines and all we will create. Clear, Mahesh?
Okay, sir. Clear.
So now this is succeeded, right? When this is succeeded, we will see whether it is loaded the good data and bad data. In the storage, if you see good data folder, you can see your good data here. Okay. Now go back to the reject data. Here you should be able to see reject data with the reject reason. Yeah. Clear all of you?
Malaya, in the data flow source and sync, in the data set option, there is another option like inline. What is that?
Yes, yes. We will use that. Inline means instead of creating data set directly, you can point to your source. If you use here inline, you need to select what type of data you are trying to read, delimited text. CSV means. So CSV file is there in data lake storage. You use linked service here. Come to source option. Instead of selecting the path there, you will select the path in this particular inline. Okay. See, I just selected directly. This is nothing but a inline. First as that. Got it?
Okay.
So now I can just delete this and I can rerun my pipeline with the inline environment. Got it? Inline means everybody understood. You just have to select what type of data from which storage. If it is a table, you need to select table. If it is a path, you need to select path. You need to choose first as header and other settings. Then you come to pipeline one and debug once again. Data flow expression as errors. Okay. So because we changed now, right? That's the problem. So you need to do again import schema. When you change it to inline, again you need to import the schema here. Projection. Because schema was imported in the data set earlier. Now we used inline, right? So that's why you need to do again this. So everything is fine. Now come to debug. Got it? Please be in mute once you ask or once you completed your questions. Pramod, please go.
By doing this inline, what is the output, Malaya?
See, I just used inline at the source side. See, whether output will not change, output is same. Inline means that is another way to read your data. Instead of using data set, directly you can able to point your paths or table and everything in the data flows itself without using data sets. Okay, mostly in real time we use inline with the data flows. As you are familiar with the data sets, I am just trying to use data sets, but mostly we use inline with the data flows in real time. Okay, so I'll introduce those things in the tomorrow session again. But now it is succeeded with inline also. It created folders. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, Malaya. Whatever the bad data here, the data get taken care by client only. We don't need to bother about it, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
My debug setting, we have 1000 rows limited, right? Same way we'll have this in activities level.
Activity. Which activity you're talking about?
We usually earlier we developed, right? Lookup transformations and lookup activities.
Data preview very few records. There is no limit that you can able to set. It will show you few records. That's all. In all activities, that will not be there. Only copy activity, lookup activity, you can able to preview data.
There also we can get few records only.
No, you
instead of
yeah,
instead
there
of
also
many.
you can preview only with a few records. Okay.
Is it automatically few records will come or?
Few records will come automatically. In lookup, 5,000 rows will come. In copy activity, some rows will come randomly. But so nobody is going to preview to get all the data, right? So preview means just to get some idea how the data is visible in the output, whether expected output we are getting or not.
So there copy data we don't have preview, right? Only debug option is there.
We don't have any settings to set or limit the number of rows. That will show you some random number of rows. A few rows it will.
No, in the copy data, usually we are debugging and checking input and output there, right? So in that
Yes,
way
in
only
that.
it is there.
See, debug is nothing but you are running a pipeline again. Debug is not a, that debug is different, this debug is different. Remember that here also I ran the debug. So this is basically running a pipeline. This debug is something different. This debug is just previewing the data. This debug is you are running a pipeline. Without saving the pipeline, without saving pipeline changes, you are running pipeline using this debug. This debug is data flow transformation. You are debugging to preview the data. Both functionalities are different.
Yeah, I understood. But here we have in the debug setting 1,000 rows we are limiting, that option is there, and there we are checking in out input is coming and output is coming.
Yes, everything will show. Whatever is there, everything will show in this debug. When you debug everything, it will show because everything will read and everything will be processed. This debug you can control because this is not an actual run. This is a data preview you are doing using this debug.
Oh, for that debug, everything means, so let's say if million records means million records will come.
Yes.
That debug.
Yes. In this debug, million records means million records will come.
But in that case, performance issues will come, right?
What performance issue you are not understanding? See, debug means you are running a pipeline. If you think performance issue, you are not running, you don't want to ingest your terabytes of data. Whether you are debugging, you are running a pipeline, doesn't matter. This is basically running your pipeline.
Yeah, I got it. But here, if you want to limit only some instead of millions of records, only I want only 1,000
The
records to
main
see.
problem is you are not understanding one thing. Why you want to limit here? You should not limit here. This debug is totally for different purpose. Why you want to limit? You want to test your pipeline with few records. If you want to test your pipeline with a few records, you make sure from the source itself you try to get a few records. In the lookup activity, you filter out. Say select star from top 10 records. So select star from metadata where load type equal to full load. You take full load tables and like that you can limit, but you can't limit
From source only we need to limit, not here.
Not here. This is totally different. That's what I'm saying. You need to understand.
Yeah, understood.
You try to use debug here. You are
Yes,
totally
got it. Thank you.
mixing both.
Yeah, thank you, Malay. Understood.
No, you need to practice things, then you will understand the difference. Both are totally different, not comparable. Only name is debug, but both are totally different functionality.
Okay, Malay. Understood. Thank you.
Any other questions? No, I'm not able to hear you anything. Any other questions, friends?
Yeah, actually, I have one question regarding the deployment. If we have to deploy our pipelines in the higher environments, like in any other environments, if we're using ARM templates, right? So that's the way, right? We have to do.
No, the different ways are there. You can export and import. That is only one way. The other ways also there. you can basically directly integrate your data factory with the Git. So all the linked service data set pipelines, everything will be available in repos. From repos, you can copy code into other environments
But
using
if I had to do through ARM templates, so what's the way here? Like
ARM templates are directly. Yeah, ARM templates also you can able to copy and you can through the release pipelines you can able to copy, or you can say we can able to import into the other environments.
so if
While
I had
environments,
if I had
there are two files in the ARM template. There is a one variable file. So as per the next environment, you need to edit the entire that file and you need to import it.
Okay, so manually, if we wanted to change any variables, like any values or something, we can do it right in the ARM template.
Yes. There are two files will be there in the ARM templates when you export. One is variable file, one is normal file. I think where is that option? See download, export template. So this is the ARM template. But I have not published. I'm not sure whether I got it or not. So once you get it, you go inside this. See in ARM templates, there will be two files, okay, as I mentioned. So which file that will be there, I need to see. I think not this one. Yeah, I think this one. So in this, see the linked service names are there. Data factory names, see factory.
So here we can change however we want, and we can.
Correct. So then, yeah, names and all you need to change it here. Then you need to deploy.
Okay.
So you just take this and put it in the JSON reader, JSON validator. Stack.hue. I think this one is the good. Put this, go to view. So you can able to see parameters, factory name.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Variables, resources. I think so all these names, everything you need to change it. See pipeline name is showing as a pipeline one only. And data flow name is showing as a data flow one.
If I had to create a pipeline from the existing data factory, so I can use the same ARM template,
Yes,
right?
yes, you can export and import into the templates.
Okay. In the data factory, we have that option.
I think that also should be there. Your export is there. Import also must be there. This entire UI is keep changing. That is a problem. We also need to explore every day.
Okay.
This session you are going to cover, Malaya?
Flow, rename. So which one? Deployments. Deployments using something we will do, but using ARM templates or using ADF publish branch or pipelines. So one of the way I'll explain. Pipeline from template. I think this way.
Okay.
No, this is not the way. No, this is basically what. See here, something is disabled, but why it is disabled? Import pipeline template. Unavailable. Unable to import a local template to the gallery. Please switch to Git mode. Okay, so you need to enable the Git, I think. So then we can able to bring them into the this one. So yeah, that's what they are changing. So earlier they used to be directly you can import, but now you need to enable with the Git, then only you can able to import. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.